Hey, photographer, what's going on? I want to welcome you to the workshop training. I'm not here to hold you up and give you a whole bunch of fluff, so we just gonna go ahead and hop into it. Today, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you how photographers are using AI to book consistent corporate clients. Clients that'll pay $5,000, $10,000, $15,000, over $30,000 corporate clients, and AI makes this thing easier and it does it on autopilot. Now, if you're watching this right now live, it's gonna be about 90 minutes, but if you're watching a replay, I'm gonna cut all the empty spots out for you so we can just get to the good stuff and it's gonna be a lot shorter. All right, so look, let's go ahead and let's hop into it. I see a lot of familiar faces, but I also see some unfamiliar faces. So for those of you that's listening, who am I? Why should you listen to me? I see a lot of new faces, but I also see some familiar faces. And for those of you that do not know me, I am Mike Nelson. I'm the founder of Dope Shot University, where we help photographers get clients in their photography business. Prior to that, I have been in marketing for over 14 years. I've ran large paid advertising campaigns, spending upwards of $100,000 a day for companies, bringing them clients, as well as for my own businesses. And, I did all of this before picking up a camera. Now, when I did pick up a camera, first shoot that I did was a free photo shoot for my friend's wife, and she starting a business and she wanted photos. I took those photos and I used my marketing. I was like, hey, how can I get more people to pay me to take similar photos as this? And what ended up happening was I ended up becoming a branding photographer, and that's kind of the niche that I started to work in. Now with branding, I'm in DC and we have a lot of large companies. We also have a lot of government employees and contractors and things like that. And these people that was reaching out, they were seeing my branding photos. They liked my work, but they saw another opportunity for me to work with the company that they worked at. For instance, the one lady, she had reached out to me. She saw my photos and she was an assistant to the main person in her organization, and they were having an event that they needed to have coverage for video and photo. So she said, hey, we would love to, talk to you and see if we can work together. I put that package together, ended up making like around $17,000, and it was so easy to do and it was short. They only needed me for, I think, half a day. So it was like 5 hours each day for 2 days. And I was like, this is amazing. I have to do this. And I got to get more of these clients. So my marketer hat was on, and I'm like, how can I locate these corporate clients? Because they're not in the same place that I was looking for these branding clients. And that's when I came to Google Ads. Now, I was working with Google Ads prior with other businesses, as well as I was doing YouTube ads, which is all under the same platform. But I ended up running Google Ads to my photography business, specifically to get these corporate clients. And what I realized was there's opportunity there. And it was a lot of photographers that wasn't taking advantage of this opportunity. And it's been working well for me to bring those clients in. So everything that I'm about to share with you in this training is all of the mistakes that I learned in the past, so that you don't have to make those mistakes as you go out there and you start to get these corporate clients in your business. And my goal for this is, by the end of this training, what I want to do is I want you to be able to have a keyword list, right? You'll learn what a keyword list is in a bit, but I want you to have a keyword list of your ideal corporate clients are actually typing into Google to find photographers. And right now, you're not showing up there. I want to show you exactly how to show up under those keywords. Now, when these people type in these keywords, you show up with an ad, but if they go to your website and then they look at your page and it doesn't match, they're not going to convert. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to create a converting landing page that can be live on the internet. So when people go and visit your ads and they go to the site, this is going to be the page that converts them. And then I'm going to give you a script that is going to run a Google Ads campaign for you in your account. And the reason why I say pause here and ready is because we don't want to give AI the ability to push ads to our account and spend all of our money. So we want to pause it, check it for ourselves before we actually have it go live. And then lastly, I didn't talk about skills yet, but you're going to see the amazing ability of skills. But I want you to look at it like this. Say if I do things a specific way that brings me clients into my photography business. What I'm able to do with a skill is I'm able to turn that into a skill, and it can do it exactly how I would do it. No guessing, not doing it almost like you or close to it. It's going to do it exactly like I do it. And I'm going to give you these skills to download and to put into your Claude account. And I'll give that to you guys towards the end so that you can do exactly what I'm doing. Now, here's what I want you to know. Right now, right? I want you to watch me as I go through this training, okay? I don't want you to be trying to do this as I'm showing you. I want you to do this as after this training. Okay, so you're going to watch me get an understanding of it, and then afterwards you're going to apply this in your business. Now, this is just what I've noticed that works well for the photographers that I have trained this method on, and they've had the most success. The people that try to do it as we go along, they don't have success because they run into some errors, and then they're asking me, and this isn't the call to ask a whole bunch of questions and troubleshoot. So I'm going to go through this, right? And I want you to watch it as I go through it, and then you are going to apply it yourself. All right, you got that? Cool. All right, so look, here's what we're gonna do. What I wanna talk to you guys about right now is just the reality, what I call the consumer trap of how photographers are working right now, right? Now, what we call is the feast and famine revenue. What I like to call it is like an income roller coaster, where you are making money, you can make a lot of money one month, and then the next month, because you was making a lot of money and you was busy that month prior, you haven't been marketing. So the next month you can just not have any clients at all, right? So it's an up and down income cycle for a lot of photographers that I run into, right? And what ends up happening when they're in that cycle is that they're constantly lowering their prices because they're trying to stay competitive in a market full of photographers. And you're basically, racing to the bottom and be the cheapest photographer in the market, in which we don't want to. Now, I don't know about you. I'm not a wedding photographer myself, but I know a lot of wedding photographers, and some photographers that I've helped that are wedding photographers. They said what they've realized is that a lot of the people that they've been getting the weddings from, like the planners and stuff, they kind of just got cool with a small group of people, and they just pass off all of the weddings to them, and then they're left with scraps. So it's a market. I'm not going to say it's saturated, but it just becomes harder to get clients. And then right now, what we have is Instagram. A lot of people are trying to get clients on Instagram, and there's nothing wrong with Instagram. I still get a lot of clients. I actually just booked a client prior to this from Instagram. I get a lot of clients from Instagram, but it's what we call rented real estate. And what that means is that Instagram can, ban your account tomorrow. I know a lot of boudoir photographers I work with, they're shadow banned. They post stuff on their page, but nobody sees it because Instagram shadow banned them. And that was their main source of getting clients. So we don't want to have to rely on rented space in order to be able to run our business, because, our bills got to get paid. And if we lose our Instagram, we can't do that. And Instagram don't care that your bills got to get paid. They just care about the content they're putting in front of their customers, and they don't want to put content that they don't want in front of their customers. So we have to be conscious of that. And the next thing is that you just really can't predict the next month, because you don't have a consistent source of leads into your business. So what happens is it's kind of hard to plan your future. And, if you have a family, it's hard to plan things for them when you don't know if you're going to get clients that next month and if revenue is going to come in. So what we found is that there is a huge difference in working with consumers to working with corporate clients. So you may realize, like, when you work with a consumer right now, some of y'all may charge a lot more, right? But on consumer side, you can charge per person maybe $300 to $900. Of course, you can charge way more than that. But what happens with these clients is that they're going to haggle you on quotes. They're going to try to get the best rate. They're going to be one-time transactions. So what that means is you may just work with these people one time and one time only, but they're not repeat clients. And when they're not repeat clients, what you find is that you're constantly finding new clients to work with. And we want clients just to be easy. We want them to come to us, and we don't want to have to think about where our next client is going to come from. And then Instagram. One thing about Instagram, when you can get a lot of consumer clients, but the way that Instagram is set up is that people are just trying to get dopamine hits, so they're scrolling their feed. They're not really searching for something specific. It's more so interest based. So like if I'm interested in, Legos right now, and I scroll through my feed, I'm gonna see a lot of Legos and stuff. And I'm not really searching for, Lego influencer or podcast influencer or social media content influencer. It's not a search. Instead, it's like a find. I'm finding something that interests me. And then what I've realized with these consumers is, if depending on your price, they can cancel last minute. And you can go and plan your whole day on doing this shoot, and then they cancel, and then there's no repercussions for them. So consumers, yes, they're okay. They got me to where I'm at, but there's a difference. When you work with corporate clients, it's a lot easier. I can charge anywhere from $1,500 to $5,000 per shoot, and I can do less work. they pay on time. And then I have a client that has been hiring me every single year, multiple times a year for 4 years. And they rehire you. Sometimes they rehire you quarterly. Sometimes you can set it up where you can get people every time they get new employees, you do their headshots. You can do it that way. And one thing that's different about Instagram and corporate is when people find you on, let's say Google, we're running ads, it's what we call intent based, which means that they have a need for something. And when they go on Google and type these keywords in, their intent is that they're going to hire someone to do that for them. So that's a different type of person from somebody randomly scrolling on Instagram and then stumbling across your page. Now, the best part I love about this is that when they book, they show up, or they're going to reschedule and they're going to pay a rescheduling fee. I've had that happen multiple times and I haven't complained. I wasn't mad that they rescheduled because they paid me to reschedule. So the corporate clients, they're a lot easier to work with. Now, one thing that I realize is that there's a lot of photographers that I know they're getting some corporate clients, but they're doing it a little different. So most of them are on Instagram trying to find these corporate clients, and people that's looking for a corporate photographer, they're on Instagram, but for personal reasons. They're not searching for their photographer on Instagrams. They're not going and saying, hey, I need a photographer, posting it in their stories. They're not doing that. What they do instead is they Google their needs that they have. And that's where we want to take advantage of that, and we want to pop up when they do Google it. So why now? Why is it now that we should actually start to show up for these people on Google? And why is this an opportunity for us? Well, before, if you wanted to run Google ads, it would take you 3 months, maybe even longer, just to learn how to use the platform and how to do the research. Prime example, if you want to do keyword research, right, you have to purchase tools. You have to either go on Google, type the keywords in yourself, see what's showing up. And that literally took days, if not money out of your pocket, to purchase these tools to actually get the right keywords, right? But now with AI, it takes 2 minutes. And landing pages, it's a couple of ways you can have done landing pages in the past. One, you could have had someone do it for you. I know people that'll charge $1,500 for one landing page. As you'll see, we can do multiple landing pages, but if we needed 5 landing pages and we paying $1,500 a pop, that's a lot of money. It's really not a good entry point for people that's just starting out. You're going to need a lot of money up front, and you don't even know if you're going to get to see that money back. But now we can create landing pages in under 10 minutes, and y'all will see how we do that today, right? And then lastly, the Google Ads setup. I don't know if you've ever been inside the Google AdWords platform, but it is complicated. And it has a whole bunch of pages, a whole bunch of buttons, and if you press the wrong ones, it can take your money and you're not going to get a refund back. So now, or you would have had to hire an agency. That's another thing. You would have probably had to pay somebody multiple $1,000s a month to manage these ads for you. And then they're not even guaranteed results. But now what you're going to see today, I'm going to show you guys how to get your Google Ads set up. AI is going to do it for you. And all it takes is 5 paste blocks. Y'all will see what I mean by that in a second. But all you have to do is copy and paste these blocks over, and then boom, your ad campaign is going to be up and running with all of the proper settings, all of the negative keywords. If y'all don't know about that, we're going to talk about that in a second. But now you can get this all set up. Here's the thing, not set up with a bare minimum, but set up at a very high level in under 90 minutes. And that's what I'm going to show y'all how to do today. All right. So I know I've been talking about it in theory, but let me show you what this actually looks like in the wild. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to show you what's happening on Google right now. And this is exactly what corporate clients see when they do a search. So I'm going to do a quick demo right here, and I'm going to show you inside of my browser what that looks like. So we're at Google right now, and this is how people who are looking for a photographer is going to search. What they're going to do is they're going to come to this search box, and let's say, for instance, right now I'm looking for a headshot, a corporate headshot photographer DC. Okay, and I'm going to type in corporate because I want to make sure that I am specific in what it is I'm looking for. So we got corporate photography DC, corporate photographer Washington DC. Let's go with that one. Okay, now what ends up happening when someone does this search is that what they will see, you'll see sponsored results right here, and then all of the ones that are under here are sponsored. And then it usually has a line that shows where it cuts off at. So all 4 of these people, 1, 2, 3, 4, are paid ads. Now, this means that these people are paying Google to be seen right here. And when I click on these, it will take me to their website. Well, what I want you to understand right now is the mindset that I am in as a person that is looking for a corporate photographer in Washington, D.C. So that's what I look for. And then I come over here and I see this ad and it says contact. It says book your portrait session today, Joseph Daniels portrait. Now, what I want you to think about to yourself is, does this match with the search that I'm looking for? So this one right here, on a scale of 1 to 10, how closely do you think it matches with the search? I'm gonna be honest right now. For me, it's probably between like a 1 and 2. This says portrait session. I'm looking for a corporate photographer. Portrait session, it doesn't necessarily match what I'm looking for. But look, let's go ahead and let's click through and let's see what the next page shows. So I'm gonna open this link up in a new tab and we're gonna view it. And it says, contact our portrait photo studio. I would love to connect and learn about your photography goals. Our studio specializes in personal and business branding. Here's the thing. I don't want to have to work when I go to somebody's website. I don't see any images. I just see contact you. I don't see your photos. I don't know what your work looks like, but you're telling me to contact you. For me, this isn't good because I'm gonna just bounce right off this page. I'm gonna just exit out this page. This person can't do what I'm looking for. You want to make me search for if you're a good, right photographer for me? Nah, this ain't gonna work. I can scroll down the page, but look what I'm seeing. I don't see any other photos. I have to go to this person's website, main website, before I even see if they're the right person for me. So if I'm looking for a corporate photographer and that shows up, chances are this person is not the person that I want to work with. Now, here's the thing. This person paid to get shown right here. And then once they got the opportunity, this is where they send me to, that page. If you're a photographer in DC right now, what you should see here, or even if your city, if you type this in your city, you should see opportunity. The people that are usually advertising here are not doing it well. And we have the ability to come in and swoop up the clients that could have been theirs because they're not doing a great job at it. And that's opportunity right there. So let's look at the next person. I'm looking for a corporate photographer, Washington, D.C. And this person says headshot in DMV, branding photography is available. Not necessarily corporate. This one right here, office headshots, professional corporate. Oh, this guy right here, this is good. This is perfect. This is office corporate headshots. This is in alignment with what I search for. Let's open this guy's site. Okay, this is good. Professional corporate headshots without the chaos. This guy does a good job. He's actually one of my students, but he does a good job. He has the page set up. It says request a quote, but he also shows, these images right here, which I know, hey, these look good. If I want something similar, this is the photographer I should request a quote from. And then he has a little bit more on his page. Corporate headshot process. Okay, this looks good. As you can see, it's a completely different page from this one right here that just says contact our portrait photography studio. This one actually shows me that they do corporate work. And they have the ability to, I have the ability to reach out to them and request a quote. This is a better opportunity than this person right here that's just sending them to a contact form and they're paying for ads. So what we want to do is we want to be the ones that show up here in the right position with the right messaging and the right page. When they land on it, they will convert into a form fill, ultimately leading to them becoming a client of ours. All right. So let me know, does that make sense? You see how we can actually swoop in and take advantage of where they're lacking? And we can do that a lot easier with AI. So y'all will see how we do that in a bit, but this is what we are up against right now. So now that you guys see that, let's go ahead and let's talk about the system that we can put in place to take advantage of the missed opportunities of those other photographers, right? What we have is what I like to call the corporate client engine. Now, it's three parts to this system that will have you far and beyond past what these other photographers are doing out there. Part one is the keywords. Now, we're going to go into detail a lot about this in these next sections, but part one is the keywords, right? This is what people are actually searching for. So like I typed in corporate photographer, Washington, D.C., that's a keyword. Now, you could just type in, corporate photographer, but what if, somebody outside the area comes in, they type corporate photographer and then you show up and they're in New York? You can't work with them. So you have to be specific with what type of keywords you use. Also, there's certain keywords that nobody searches for. So you can put that keyword in your campaign, but it's not going to get any traffic. Nobody's going to see it because people are not searching for it. So what we're going to do is we're going to go after high volume keywords where people are searching for it on a regular basis, so we can put ourselves in a better position to get those clients. Part two is we have the landing page, okay? When people click the ad, where does the ad actually go? So you want to make sure that when whatever keyword you have, the landing page matches that so that there's some congruency. Now in marketing, we talk about congruency a lot because if somebody sees an ad and then they go to a page that has nothing to do with what the ad talked about, immediately in their head, they're going to tell themselves, I'm in the wrong place, let me go, let me get out of here. So that's not what we want. So we want to make sure that our ads are congruent with our landing page. Now, the next part of that is the ad. We just talked about the ad. The way that you show up for these people when they type the keywords in, the next thing that they're going to see before they even get to the landing page is the ad. So what does the word say in order to be able to convert them into clicking it and then going to your landing page to see what you have to offer? So we want to make sure that the ads are in alignment with the keyword, and then we want to make sure it's in alignment and congruent with the actual landing page as well. So let's go ahead, let's hop into that, and let me show you guys how this whole process works. This is where we're going to go into the demo section of actually getting into the nitty gritty of coming up with your keywords, coming up with your landing page, and then coming up with your ads in order to run that campaign. So let's go ahead and hop into that now. So part one, keywords, right? We touched on that a little bit, right? This is how the corporate buyers in your city are going to find you, is by the keywords. Now, here's we talked about Instagram being intent-based, or Google being intent-based, and Instagram is what we call interest-based. So on Instagram, people are scrolling, they're using a discovery to find stuff, and usually they're not buying right away. It's taking them days and weeks to buy. Whereas Google, people are saying, I need this now. I'm searching for this now. They are usually the decision makers, and then they are usually, if they have something that they're looking for, they're ready to book right now, same day. So that's the benefit of using Google. And what we found is that the keywords that work well on Google, they usually fit into 8 service categories. And the ones that we found for corporate clients specifically, now here's the thing, and I want y'all to understand this, right, is that this method that I'm showing you guys how to do right now, I found the most success with corporate because they pay a lot more. But here's the thing, this method can be used for any type of niche in photography. It's just going to take you to tailor it a little bit more. But when we're talking about corporate, I found that the categories that work well are executive and team headshots. So when you have a company and they have multiple members on their team, if you can shoot the whole team, that's usually what people are searching for on Google in order to be able to find a photographer for. They work really well. Corporate events, conferences and conventions. I feel like they're hand in hand, neck and neck, right? They need a photographer to cover an event, a conference that they have. In some of these instances, they bring on a photographer, but then I'm like, hey, I can offer video, and then I can outsource it and pay a friend of mine to do the video. And it works out really well. We're able to get paid a lot more. Brand and culture photography, commercial and editorial portraits, press and media events, team and group photos, executive personal branding. These are the categories that we found to work well on Google. This is stuff that people are searching for and they're paying a lot for, right? So that's the areas that I want you guys to mainly focus on if you're going to use this method, because this is the one that that pays well. And make sure you pick one, and then we're going to build out everything around that one area that you're going to go after. Okay. Now, what I want to do is I want to show you exactly how to do our keyword research using the skills that I've given you so that you can go and you can find the keywords for your city, the ones that have high volume that people are actually searching for. So I'm going to go ahead and log into Claude right now to show you how that works. Now, before we actually go inside of Claude and actually do everything, what you're going to need to do is download all of the skills that I have for you, and this is going to make it a lot easier for Claude. So a couple of things that we need to do first. First thing that we need to do is we need to download these skills, but each one of them needs to go into the same folder. So I'll show you what that looks like. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to hit download, and it should come open on my computer, right? And save this someplace where you can find it easily. You can put it on your desktop, you can put it in your documents or whatever. But what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to create a new folder. So I usually call this My Assistant. I name the folder My Assistant. And because this one is called My Assistant, I'm going to name this one My Assistant 2, right? And then we're going to select Create. Now we're going, every time we download one of these skills, we're going to put it into this folder right here. So I'm going to save this one here. I'm going to download this one. I'm going to save it here. And then I'm going to download this one and I'm going to save it here, okay? Now, we have all of those skills in one folder. It is important that they are all located in the same folder. You got that? All right, now it's in the same folder. What we're going to do now is we're going to log into Claude. Now we are inside of Claude. Now, one thing that I want to make sure that you understand is that there's 3 different types of Claude. First, we need to make sure that you downloaded the Claude desktop app. Okay, it's an app that has to download. You don't want to go to Claude.ai. You need to download the Claude desktop app to make this work. Now, once you get inside the app, you're going to see multiple things. You're going to see the chat. That's this one over here. You're going to see Claude Cowork. That's this one, and you're going to see Claude Code. If you ever play sports, you'll get this analogy, but I always like to look at sports. Let's say football, right? You have multiple levels of football. Let's say in high school, right? You got the JV team. Those are people, they usually freshmen. They're not the best of the best in the sport, but they have the JV team, right? That's considered Claude Chat. Then you got Cowork. That would be considered varsity. These are usually the better players. They can do a lot more, but they're just not pro level. They're amateurs. But then you got the pros. We skip college. We went straight to the NFL, right? These are the best of the best. They can do everything that you ask of them on the field. They can help you win. And these are the best of the world of players, right? Claude Code is your pros. It's the NFL. You can do so much stuff here. Y'all will be amazing, but it oftentimes scares away a lot of new people because it can seem overwhelming. But I made sure that I'm going to make this as easy as possible for you, okay? And we're going to get you straight. So what we want to do is we want to use Claude Code. Now, a couple of things you need to know anytime you are using Claude is you're going to see this section down here. And what you need to do is you need to guide Claude every time you use it to a specific folder that it's going to operate within. So we created the folder that had all of those skills in it. What you're going to want to do is you're going to come over here, you're going to see local, and then you're going to see a folder right here. Now mine's is called Executive Assistant because that's the main folder that I use. But what you're going to want to do is select a folder here, and I'm going to come over here and go to Open Folder. And I'm going to find the folder that I was just in. Okay, so this is the folder My Assistant 2 that I saved all of my files to. So I'm just going to come over here. You're not going to click into the folder. You're just going to click the folder as it is. And I'm going to click Open. Now you see here, I clicked Open and this is what happens. So what you're going to want to do from here at this point is you're going to just simply type a message and say, hey, I want you to install all 3 of the skills that are located in this folder. Okay, now once you do that and hit enter, it's going to now start installing those skills, and it's going to basically, it's like you upgrading memory to its steps on how to do a specific task, and now it's going to be educated on exactly what you need done. So I'm not going to install this again because I've already done it, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to now show you how I'm going to do my keyword research for my city. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to now open up my folder that I constantly use. And let's just say I am a photographer. I want to do corporate photography inside of, what city can we do? Let's say Atlanta, Georgia. The keyword skill that I'm going to use is called, and let me pull it up so I know exactly what the skill is called. Okay, so I want to tell it to, I want you to use the keyword research skill to locate me keywords for a campaign that I'm going to run as a corporate photographer, a corporate headshot photographer in the Atlanta, Georgia area. Now, what's going to happen is it's going to now use all of the techniques that I gave it inside of the skill. It's going to do all of the research that it needs in order to be able to do that keyword research. Behind the scenes, what it's doing is it's making sure that it's pulling keywords that have high volume, people that are actually searching for whatever it is that we are positioning ourselves as the corporate photographer. So if people are searching for headshot photographer corporate Atlanta, it will pull this information for us so that we can use that in our keyword search. All right, so it's done it's started, but Claude came back to me because it had a couple of questions for me based off of the skill that it has. And it says, which service categories do you want to target first for the Atlanta campaign? Focus beats spread, so which launch, so we launch with one. So it's telling me I could either go after executive and team headshots, personal branding for executives specifically, corporate events, brand and culture photography, or other. So I'm going to go with executive and team photos as my first one. And then it says, which landing page URL will this campaign drive traffic to? I need to flag any keyword or page mistakes. So let's say I'll build a dedicated page. Now for you, what you can do is I'm actually going to use someone's site as an example so I can show you exactly how we can actually have it tailor the keywords to our page. So you can actually put your website address in here. If you are advertising to corporate clients already and you offer the services of corporate headshots, you can give it that website and it can read the keywords that you have on there and it can start matching it to the keywords that we come up with. But right now, I don't have a site that I can use for this. So it's asking me about my site because it already knows about me that I already have. And this is not the site that I'm going to use. So I'll say I'll build a dedicated page. I have no URL yet. All right. And it's going to go and it's going to do its work. And then it's going to come back to me with keywords from there. We actually, it did something that was pretty cool. It tells me that it did the research. It says the data is in, and to be honest, here's the honest read before the packet because it changes the strategy. It says that the executive headshot terms that you picked are thin in Atlanta. Executive headshots is only a 20 impression a month. What this means is it's saying 20, meaning that people, if you run ads to this, you're probably only going to get 20 impressions a month, which means that it's low. There's not a lot of people that's actually searching for this keyword. So it did that research for me already, and it says, hey, let's make sure we don't have you out there looking crazy and not getting traffic. Let me update you with this. And then it says executive headshot photographer only has 10 monthly searches, and the actual demand lives one notch wider in professional/corporate Atlanta headshot searches. Those searches are the execs, the lawyers, the finance folks that you want. So I'm building a campaign around that cluster, which still is delivered to your executive and team buyer, but on real volume instead of dead terms. I don't know if you caught that, but it's basically schooling me right here. It's saying, hey, I want to make sure that you set up proper. So here's what we're going to do. And basically what it ended up doing is it said, hey, we ended up getting 84 real keywords from the Atlanta actual search data, and they clustered it into 4 ready to launch ad groups with real CPCs, bids. Don't worry about that just yet. All right. But basically it came up with these keywords, and I'm going to show you exactly what that looks like. So it actually created a file for me, and I didn't want the file to open up outside of Claude. So what I did was I said, hey, can you just list out the keywords here so that I can view them in our conversation? And that's what it did. So it created 4 categories for me. Number 1 is Atlanta headshots. That means I'm going to have about 710 monthly searches. Now, I don't know if y'all realize this, but what Google does is when it says impressions, searches, this is 710 really qualified people. Like, this isn't people that just typed in anything on Google. These are people that will type in, let's say, Atlanta headshot. There's intent there. Remember we talked about intent? So if I got 480 people that's searching for that per month, that's 480 high intent people that's looking for a headshot in Atlanta. So it basically said, hey, we can get you up to 710 people to see your stuff a month. Now this stuff isn't super accurate. You can get more than 710, but it's a good gauge to get an idea of, hey, are we going to actually get people seeing this, and should I actually bid on this keyword? So for Atlanta headshots, we got 480, headshot Atlanta 480, same demand pool. Professional headshots Atlanta, Atlanta professional headshots, headshot photographer Atlanta, headshot photographer in Atlanta, and Atlanta headshot photographer. Now, it's also giving us another ad group that says corporate and executive headshots, Atlanta corporate headshots Atlanta. These are just more keywords. As you can see, the volume is a little bit low, but it's telling me, hey, the real ad group that you're going to get a lot of people off of is going to be this Atlanta headshot one right here. So that's the one we should focus on. But it's also giving me these other ad groups, professional business headshots, and then it's giving me headshot photographer, and these is a higher intent. These are meaning that people are looking for the photographers, and they have a high intent of wanting to find a specific headshot photographer. And then it says it's flagged LinkedIn. So the reason why I probably flagged LinkedIn is because, yes, these are terms that people search for, but they're more so looking for a smaller shoot rather than someone that is looking for, let's say, a company headshot shoot. It's a different type of person that is doing that search behind it. So it's just saying, hey, we could possibly go after these, but just hold these off to the future. All right. Now, one thing that I want to tell you guys about, and I'm kind of getting ahead of myself, is that each of these ad groups that we run these ad to, we want to make sure that we have different landing pages for each. We don't want to use the page that we have that's going to Atlanta headshots to show up for somebody that's looking for a corporate headshot in Atlanta. It's not going to be congruent. So we want to make sure that our landing page is specific to corporate. And then for this one, we want to make sure it's specific to the headshots in Atlanta. And then for this one, we want to make it specific for business or professional headshots. And then, this one, headshot photography, we want to make it specific. We could get away with having the same landing page for this one as well as this one, but what I've realized as I work with a lot of people and doing this myself is that the more specific you get with your landing page, your ads, and the keywords, the higher click-through rate you're going to get, the higher conversion rate. So that's things that we look at when we do that as well. But right now, it came up with all of our keywords. That's everything that we need in order to move on to the next step. Okay, so what you just saw me do is come up with that prompt or enter that prompt into Claude. It used that skill, and what it did was is it came up with four ad groups, all based around Atlanta headshots, professional business headshots as well, and then it came up with 84 keywords. We'll talk about this in a bit, but it came up with broad and phrase match keywords as well. Those keywords attract different type of people. And we came up with 40 negative keywords. And what negative keywords are with that skill is, let's say if somebody is searching for free headshots or cheap headshots, Atlanta, or cheap headshots, whatever your city is. We don't want to show up for that, because those people have the intent of finding something that's cheap. And if I'm paying to get seen, I don't want them to click on my ad thinking that I'm cheap and they'll never become a client. So I just wasted money, and we don't want to do that. So what we did, and what I made sure I did in this skill, is included negative keywords so that you do not show up under stuff that is not going to convert for you. That's something that you need to note as well. People that just start off with keywords in Google Ads, they don't know anything about a negative keyword list. So Google takes all of their money and sends them the traffic that nobody wants. We don't want that. And we were able to do all of this with one prompt that we entered into Claude, because we have that skill inside of our Claude. So that's what we're able to do with that skill. And once you have those keywords, it's time to move on to the next section. And the next part is the landing page. So once those keywords send people to our ad, they click, we need to send them to a landing page. We do the landing page first because we tailor the landing page around the keywords. So this is where we send people to after they actually click the ad. So let's go ahead and let's hop into that. The reason why the landing page is important, and I think y'all need to understand this, is that I'm too big over there. The reason why you need to understand why the landing page is important is because your page is actually your ad. Google is going to score your ad based on your page match. So let me explain what that means, right? So every time you see someone that's number one on the search results for Google, it's a couple of reasons why they could be number one. Number one is because they have shown, proven time and time again, when Google shows their ad, people clicks on it, right? And when people click on it, it has shown that it converts. People are filling out the form or making payment to book their shoot. So what happens in that case is Google says, hey, we're going to give you a good score. We're going to show you number one, and you're going to pay less for your clicks. Now, it can also work on the opposite end, where Google scores your page. They see that when people see it, they don't click. And if they do click, they go to your page and they leave immediately. Google knows all this, right? So they can score your page. Now, if you have a good page, what happens is you're going to get the best positioning and you're going to pay less, because Google whole business model is the people that use their site, they want to give them information that is valuable to them. So if you're not giving them valuable information, then they're going to charge you more to show up in front of them. But also, if you're giving them valuable information and your stuff is good and people are booking, they're going to reward you by giving you cheap clicks, and they're going to show you at the top. But if you have the bad page, you can actually find yourself paying even 3 times more for clicks. So I've seen people that have good pages pay, their bid was $8, and that's normally what they get charged if they had a bad page, but they're paying $4 per click because they have a good score, right? I've seen people with bad pages, they're paying $8 per click when their max bid is $8 because they have a bad page, and Google, that's what Google does. But Google isn't going to tell you like, hey, your page bad, you might want to change something. They're just going to take your money, and that's not what we want. One thing that I want to make sure that y'all understand not to do is do not use your Instagram profile as your landing page. That's not how we do this, okay? Now, what we found is that when you have a landing page, there's 11 sections that if you have that on that particular landing page, it's going to do well, okay? Now, one thing that I want to tell you is that one of those sections, and here's how we know this. I need to first tell you how I came up with this information. I ain't just making it up. What we did was I had my assistant go through every major city inside the U.S. and find the websites of the people that had the good quality scores on Google. And what we did is we had it study all of those pages, and we asked it, what do all of these pages have in common, right? The best ones, what do they do well that the other ones don't? And I want you to put together an entire report and show me exactly what should go on my site, okay? So that's what we did. So this information that I'm giving you was all based off of sites that have had tremendous success, okay? So one of the things that these sites have is, number one, they have what we call a sticky header. Now, a sticky header is if somebody's on their phone and they're scrolling the page, the book button is the book now button or book a session is constantly shown on the screen no matter where they scroll. Okay, so a lot of these sites have what we call these sticky headers, so that if they scroll to a section, they don't get lost from the main goal, which we want them to do is book a call or book a session. Okay, number two, all of these sites had what we call hero images. A hero image, and I'll show you exactly what that is. This section right here, what we call this section is what we call above the fold. So if I just go to this website, everything that shows right here is above the fold. Now, the fold is this area down here. All of the stuff that you have to scroll to see. So this is what we call above the fold. This is what we call below the fold, okay? 100% of the people that visit your website see this. The percentage goes down as you scroll down the page. A super low percentage of the people see this section down here. So what that means is that the most important section is the hero section up here, which captures their attention. This is what we call a hero image right over here on the right hand side. the hero image is the way that we look at this, and I always used to tell people, is that when somebody comes to your site, if you have a picture here, you want them to say in their mind, I want a photo just like that. Like when you're growing up, you have superheroes, like, oh, I want to be like X-Men, I want to be like X, Y, and Z, or Batman, I want to be like Superman. You want to be like a hero. The hero image for this section here in marketing, we want people to see themselves in the hero image, okay? So they have what we call the hero image. Number 3 is they have a portfolio grid, something showing off their work, what they're able to do as a photographer. Okay, this section right here would be considered a this would not be considered a portfolio grid. Let's see if we can find other photographers that may have this portfolio section, and it's basically just showing multiple images in one section. So this would be what we call like a portfolio grid. It shows multiple images that this person has taken, okay? So that's the portfolio grid. The other thing is that they have feature cards. It tells what are the features of working with that photographer. In addition, it has the before and after slide, the top sites. I'll show you guys what that looks like on my website, but basically I do editing. So I show them what the raw image looks like, and then they can scroll over and they can see what the edited photo looks like. It has the benefits of working with you. Do you offer makeup artists? Do you offer location scouting? That's a benefit that people will see in working with you. It also tells them what's included in actually working with you during a session. It has a meet you section, meet the photographer. With AI nowadays, people don't know if you're real or fake. If you have a meet me section, people can, get to know you a little bit better. It has a frequently asked questions section. The secret that I do here is any question that people have for me and I'm realizing I'm getting that question over and over again, I put it in the frequently asked questions section on our page. And then what ends up happening is they will be able to read that section, get their questions answered, and that it increases our conversion rate to turn them into a form fill or a book shoot. And then it has a booking form. Some people go straight for the sale. I like to use a form. I want to contact them. They want them to fill out the form, and then I want to get their information and then contact them. And then lastly, it has a footer. This is less important than, let's say, the hero image and the benefits in the booking form, but the footer basically has any privacy policy or phone number or contact information on it, okay? So if you have 11 of these sections on your website, you are set up for being able to have success. You don't have to have all 11, but guess what? The skill that I give you that will create your landing page, it already is programmed on all 11 of these sections, so it will create it for you. And I'm going to show you guys in this demo here, we're going to build out a landing page using Claude and the skill that I already given you to create a landing page based off the keywords that we already got. So let me go ahead and hop into Claude and show you how this is done. All right, so if you have a website, this section right here is going to be super beneficial for you. And I'm going to show you exactly how to go about doing that. So I'm going to tell Claude, what I want you to do is use the landing page skill to create me a landing page based around these keywords that you got from above. You can use this site as we are creating this landing page for this photographer for inspiration, and you can also use the photos from this site on our page as well. Okay, so what I wanted to do was to show you the website that we're using as an example, and what Claude should do is use this branding, the colors, and the images on our landing page that we are going to be creating inside of Claude. So I'm going to give it this URL, and it should be able to use this page as inspiration to use our skill with the 12 categories that we know that convert well, and we're going to create that landing page. All right, so we are back inside of Claude. I'm going to paste this link right here, and then we're going to hit enter, and it should create us a landing page based off of that page that we just given us, or that we just given Claude. All right, Claude went and did a little work. It got the logo, it got the photos, and this is the page that it ended up coming up with right here. I'm going to open it up in my browser, and this is the page that Claude came up with using the skill that we had. It has now these people were in Dallas, but it branded it for Atlanta. It has a hero image. Now this is all customizable. Uh, you can change this image. You should, all you have to do is go into Claude, tell it the change you wanted it to make. You can have it, let's say for instance right here, this is not centered. I can have it move this image over. I can center it. But look, it has all of these images here. It has the, the portfolio area. It has the button. You can pick book yours. It has some features, lighting that flatters, real direction on set. Again, this isn't the best one because it didn't do it correctly, but you can also have it where it uses the exact images that you want. So this is Claude threw this together, right away. This isn't the actual raw and the edited image. It just did it on its own, but you can edit this. All of this is stuff that you can edit on your own. And then it has this section down here. It doesn't have the About You section because it doesn't have a picture of these people, but you can have it include that as well. And yeah, it has the book shoot session. So what do you think? This is one go. Like I just typed the prompt in and this is what it came up with, and it created this page. As you can see, this is a page that we can actually start using right away. It looks good. It looks like a professional designer did it, but this is all you need in order to be able to start advertising on Google. So yeah, this is the landing page that it was able to create. So what you just saw, that's a live site. It's on my local server right now, but it has all 11 sections for that landing page. Now, when you want to have your site live live on the internet, it's a couple of ways that we can go about doing this. One way that I get my site live so that people can go to www.xyz.com is by using Vercel. It's called Vercel. And you can get it loaded onto your website in 30 seconds. You're just going to have to give it your DNS settings from your whoever you bought your domain from. You just go make a couple of changes. You can have Claude walk you through step by step how to do that. And then you can go ahead and you can have that site up and running and live on your web page or on your domain. Okay. So once we have the landing page, we got the keywords, we got the landing page, we are ready to go. We're ready to actually run our ad campaign. So let's go ahead. Let's go into part 3. Let's launch our ads live so that we can start getting people to reach out to us and start booking us. And the way that we do that is back in the day, we used to have what we call the ads, the Google ads on the web platform. So if you go to adwords.google.com, you're going to have to click a lot of different screens in order to get your campaign live. You're going to have to click through a lot of buttons. You're going to have to make sure that the settings are correct. It's a disaster to be able to learn this whole model of how to use the ads platform inside of Google. Now, I made it easy for you. We use the Google Ads Editor. I should have had you download the app prior to this call. The Google Ads Editor, it's amazing. I'm going to show you guys inside of it to show you how it works. But first, we're going to go into Claude and we're going to have it walk us through step by step how to actually launch this campaign. So let me go into Claude, show you guys how this works with the skill that I had you guys download. And I'm going to show you how we're going to have Claude actually create our campaign for us. All right, so we're back in Claude right now. The next thing that we want to do once the landing page is where you want it to be, we're going to have it, we're going to say, now what I want you to do is use the ad launch skill to launch this campaign for us. I want you to walk me through step by step, put each block that I'm supposed to paste into the chat so I can copy it, paste it into Google, and then come back here and let you know that I'm done. So what it's going to do right now is it's going to use the skill and it's going to do exactly what the skill is supposed to be do, and it's going to walk me through creating my campaign inside the AdWords editor. All right, so once I put that prompt in, what it's telling me right now is it's asking me how much do I want to spend on my daily budget. So what I like to tell all of my students to do is start at between $20 and $50 a day. I'm going to start at $20 a day. And then it says the ads need a live landing page URL. The page is built, but only locally right now. How do you want to handle the URL? I'm gonna tell it to use a placeholder for now because I'm using this as an example to show you guys. How are you pasting these into Google? The blocks are formatted for Ads Editor, the free desktop app, which is the fastest way. Ads Editor is ready, installed, signed in. So we're gonna go right here and it's ready. So now what it's going to do is it set the budget for me. It knows the location. What it's going to do now is give me blocks that I can paste inside of the ad editor. One thing that I want to let you know, you have to download the ad editor first. You have to log it into your account. And once it's logged into your Google account, you should be able to do exactly what I'm about to show you right here. All right, so now it tells me, it says we'll go through, perfect, here's the setup, $20 a day, manual CPC. Since the conversion traction isn't wired yet, this is the right call. Placeholder URL for the ads. Basically, it's telling me everything we're gonna do. So it says the first thing that you wanna do is you wanna sync your ad editor. I did that already. And it's gonna say block 1 of 5. It says in the ads editor, go to account, make multiple changes, go to campaigns, paste the tick. My data includes columns for campaigns and ad groups, and then click process and then keep. It's a lot of steps. It's going to make sense once I show you. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy this right here. I'm going to go to the AdWords editor. I'm going to click on campaigns right here. I'm going to click on make multiple changes, paste from clipboard, and then I'm going to select OK. And what it has right here is it's telling me that campaign start date is invalid. I'm not going to worry about those. I'm going to click finish. And now you see right here, I have this little red circle. I want to come over here and I just want to make sure that I get that red circle out the way. Let me take my face off of here. So what we're going to do is we're going to come and see where these red circles are showing up at, and we're going to make these changes. So what it's telling me right here, this is just targeting the United States right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove that one. I'm going to hit add location, add it at a campaign level. And let's say I am advertising to Atlanta. I'm just going to come over here and type in Atlanta, Georgia. And this is who I want to target my ads after. And click OK. All right. So now that is set. You can't edit location targeting for a campaign until you confirm your campaign has EU politic ads. Okay, so what I need to do now is I need to come up here to campaign, and where it says EU political ads, no, it does not have any EU political ads. And you see, once I made that change, all of those red signs had disappeared. Perfect. That means we're ready to go to the next step. So now what I do here is I just come here and I say done. And it now has created the campaign for me, but the campaign is going to need ad groups. Ad group is basically the group of people that you are targeting. So this is going to create 4 different ad groups for me. It says in ad editor, make sure you select multiple changes, select ad groups, and then you're going to paste it. So I'm just going to copy this, come back to AdWords editor. Now look what I do here. I come over here I make sure the campaign is selected up here. I come over here to add groups, and then I click make multiple changes, paste from clipboard, and then I click OK. Click finish. All right, my ad group is now in there and it's ready to go. Now we're going to come back into Claude. We're done that section. We're going to click done, hit done, and now it is going to, I think it's going to create the keywords for me now. I believe the keywords is next. Yep, so keywords are next. So this is all of the keywords for each ad group that we're going to be targeting. Remember, I think it was like 80 something keywords. So this is a pretty long list. Back in the day, I remember I used to do this stuff manually and it used to take hours. Watch what I'm about to do right now. So all I got to come up here and do is click copy, come back over here to Google, come to the keyword section, make multiple changes, paste from clipboard, and then click OK. I have all 84 keywords added. I'm going to finish this. What I want to make sure does not happen here, and let me okay, so what I see, y'all may not have caught this had you not ran ads in the past, but it's putting the same keyword, corporate headshots, inside of every ad group, and that's not what I want. So I'm gonna come over here to Claude and I'm gonna say, I found that it's putting every single keyword into all ad groups. I only want the keyword to go into the ad group that it belongs to. Let me know how we can fix this. So now I'm having Claude troubleshoot it because we ran into an issue where it put every single keyword into the same ad group, and I don't want that. So I'm going to highlight all of these, I'm going to remove them, and then I'm going to have Claude make these make this fix so that we can do it. Okay, so I did undo, reopen Claude, paste block 3 again. It's unchanged, it's correct this time. Tick the box that says my data includes columns for campaigns and ad groups. Let's try that. Let's see if that works. I might have missed a step. It could be user error. Make multiple changes. I'm going to select the campaign, paste from clipboard. And I think this is wrong again. Let me see, corporate headshots. Oh, this one is right. This one is actually right this time. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna paste this, click OK, and finish. Okay, so it did it correct this time. We are now good to go. So the next thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna come over here and we're gonna tell it that we're done. It's going to go to block 4. And I think block 4 should be the actual ad, the ad copy, what people are going to see when they actually type it into Google and the ad that shows up. One thing that I want to let you guys know that you should do is you should review each of these ads. I'm not going to do it now just for time savings, but what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to review each of these ads so that you can know what they say and make sure that your ad copy matches the ad group that your ad is getting ran to. If it does not, you are going to get a low click-through rate and people won't convert. So it created this entire box for me. It says I'm ready to paste. It says that I need to go to the make multiple changes and go to the ad section. So I'm going to show you how that's done. Inside of the editor, I'm going to come over here, make sure that I'm in the campaign right here, come to the ad section, go to responsive search ads, and then I'm going to click make multiple changes, paste from clipboard, and then click OK. And now it says click finish. Let's see, it gives us all of these little red signs right here. What it says, you exceed the limit of 3 enabled responsive search ads per ad group. Okay, so what's happening here is it's putting multiple ads inside of, oh, actually, let me see. I'm going to come into Claude. I'm going to say, this is the error that I got. And I'm going to let Claude tell me what to do. And this is how you guys should use Claude. Let it help you troubleshoot the issues that you have going on. The new Claude version or the new ads editor does not have that box. My data includes columns for campaigns and ad groups box. I don't see that. And let me just make sure I'm not missing it. Let me go back here, copy this again. The button actually is showing up. It's my data includes columns for campaigns and ad groups. I'm going to paste that there and let's see if that does anything differently. And it does. That was user error. I was the one that was messing up. Oh, I don't know what it did here with these keywords. It looks like it has, oh, let's see. So I'm gonna come over here, campaign. Okay, so everything is looking right. I'm gonna come back down here to responsive ads and it looks like nothing is there. There we go. Okay, so here it goes. These are the ads. The one thing I was telling you to do, make sure that you review the ads inside of Claude and have it so it shows you the ads before it actually creates that block. this is what I was talking about. You see how it says corporate headshots Atlanta, executive headshots Atlanta, headshots for your team, Atlanta corporate photographer. We want to make sure that the words that are used here matches the ad group that these ads are in. So this one right here is in the ad group for corporate and executive headshots. This is what's going to show up whenever they see the ad. So let me show you what this looks like. If I click ad preview, what it's going to do is show me what the ad looks like on mobile and desktop. Headshots for your team, executive headshots in Atlanta. This is what it would look like. Let me zoom in so we can see this. Consistent, polished headshots across your whole leadership team. Now, here's the thing. This is one thing I didn't talk about. We want to make sure that the ad copy that's used here, it actually represents our business. So sometimes it'll put here like delivery within 24 hours. If you don't offer that, you need to make sure you change that. So that's why I'm saying you need to make sure that you double check this stuff that's put in this section here and get Claude to either write new information or take your input and then create the new ads. All right. So we have a ad for each ad group. We got our keywords set up. The only thing that's missing, we don't have our negative keywords. So we're done that section. I figured it out. I'm done. Let's go to the next section, block 5. All right, so now what it's going to do is it's going to go to the next section and it's going to give me a block that I can add my negative keywords. Once I add those negative keywords, it's a wrap. We are ready. We're going to be ready to push our ads live. So let's go ahead and wait for that list to come. Since these campaigns are campaign level negatives, that our routing checkbox is gone. Okay, so here's what we need to do. It says, click on corporate headshots in Atlanta, go to account, make multiple changes, and then go to negative keywords. Let's do it. All right, we clicked on that. Now we want to go to the account level settings for the campaign. I'm gonna go to keywords and I'm gonna go to keywords and then negative keywords. And I'm going to make multiple changes, paste those keywords, and I'm gonna click OK. And now my negative keywords list is added into each ad group so that now my ads will not show up under any of these words. Of course, as our ads go live, we'll start to see more keywords that we can add to that list, and we will do that once those keywords start coming in. We see it's getting impressions or it's getting clicks and it's not converting, and we'll make those changes. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to review the ad campaign, make sure there's no check marks, those red check marks. Come to the ad groups, make sure that is set. Come to the keywords, make sure that is set here. Make sure I got my negative keyword list, and then make sure that I am looking at the locations, make sure that the location is set correctly here. And then we click this post button. I'm not going to post it because I don't want this going to my account. I'm just using this as an example. This is a dummy account. I'm going to hit post, and then my ads are going to be live inside of Google, which is going to allow me, if you go to adwords.google.com, you'll see that campaign live. Review it in the platform, and then go ahead and turn that campaign live so that you can start getting people seeing your ads and actually clicking and then booking you as a photographer. All right. So we went ahead, and what we just did just there was we had created our ad campaign. And let me go ahead and share my screen so you can see exactly what's going on. We used those 5 blocks that Claude has given us, and what it allowed us to do was to run our campaign, update our campaign settings. It added ad groups. It then gave us the keywords that we needed. This is wrong. It gave us around 83. It gave us 4 responsive search ads, and it gave us over 40 negative keywords that we can put in our campaign to make sure that we are not wasting money on stuff that we don't want to be shown for. All right. It ran our campaign for us. Now, that's the best part about it. But what's going to happen as you get your campaign up and running, what we like to do is what we call the ritual. And every single week, you need to make sure that you're checking your campaigns to make sure that it's not being shown to people that you don't want it to be shown to. Make sure that it's actually converting. The people that are seeing are clicking, and they're actually turning into either leads or clients. And we want to make sure that we're not showing up for stuff that we don't want to show up for. So let me share with y'all the ritual and how that works. One thing that you want to do is every week, I like to do this on either like a Monday or a Tuesday, open up your search terms in your campaign, look inside of Google and see what your ads are showing up for. You're going to want to review the queries. Like you can actually see what people typed in to get to your ad or to see your ad show up. You want to make sure that you review those queries and see what people are searching for. And the ones that are bad, you want to make sure you add those bad ones to a negative keyword list. This means that Google, if somebody types in, let's say the word wedding, and it's on your, let's say if they type in your keywords that you want to show up for is corporate headshot, but somebody types in wedding corporate headshot. Well, if you have wedding as a negative keyword, even though they typed in corporate headshot, your ad will not show up because wedding is a negative keyword. So add the ones that you don't want as negative keywords, and this is going to allow your ad campaign to make you more money, of course, by not showing it to the stuff that won't convert. And then you want to enable high intent ones, like the keywords that you see people are clicking often. It has a high click-through rate. You want to add those high intent ones as an exact match, meaning that when people see your ad, in order to see it, they have to type in that keyword exactly as it is. And those are the highest converting ones that we found, which is exact match. All right. Now, here's the thing. Y'all have your ad campaign up and running. And the workshop that we just went through, I taught you how to launch your campaign. But what happens next? As you launch your campaign, you starting off at $20 a day. Well, it's starting to bring you more clients. Do I raise my budget? Or you're not getting any clients from it? Do you lower your budget? What do you do? How do you know exactly what to look at in order to know, hey, this is what I need to do in this situation? When do you kill certain keywords? Some of these keywords are going to be bringing you what we call trash traffic in marketing. It's traffic that does not convert no matter what you do, how many times you try to convert these people, it just doesn't work. Well, if a keyword is bringing in people but no conversions, when do you either lower your bid on it or when do you completely turn that keyword off because you don't want to show for it? What do you do in that situation? And then how do you get a good quality score? I told you guys that Google will reward you if you have a good quality score. Well, some of y'all are going to start out and your quality score is going to be a 3 out of 10. How do you get it to increase? What do you do there so that you don't have to pay the most to get people to click, but instead you can get those discounts? Well, how do you increase that score? And then when do you add a second ad group? Like you have one ad group that's working well, let's say for corporate headshots, but you're starting to see that you're getting corporate events as well. When do you add that new ad group just to go after those corporate events? And then you get a corporate inquiry and it comes in. Well, you may have never worked with someone like this before and they may want video, let's say, and you only do photography, but you don't want to miss out on that money. How do you actually price that package so that you can bring someone on that can do the video for you, you can do the photography and you can still make that profit? You don't want them to turn away from you just because you're not familiar with it or you don't know anybody that can do the other tasks for you. Well, there's a way around that. And that's why I want to make sure that you guys don't get in a place where you're wasting money on Google. So what I did was I created what I call the corporate client engine. And it's where me and you work together over the course of 8 weeks, one-on-one. And we work together until you land your first corporate client. I help you monetize this campaign stuff so that you actually, it turns into a corporate client for you and your business. Okay. So here's how this works. It's for 8 weeks. Every single week, we're going to move the needle. Now, one thing I want to make sure that you're aware of, I do not want to work with you forever. I don't want you to rely on me to get results. What I want to do over these 8 weeks is actually install this process, this system into your business and show you how it works so that once 8 weeks are over, you can kick me to the curb and say, Mike, I don't need you no more. That's my goal. That's what I want for you, right? I want you to be able to, I want to teach you how to fish and I want you to be able to fish for a lifetime. I want to teach you how to run these ads and I want you to be able to manage them for a lifetime and you'll never have any issues bringing in these high ticket clients into your photography business again. So on week 1, what we're going to do is we're going to launch your campaign. So we're going to launch it and we're going to get it live and we're going to validate it. So let's say we work together, let's say today, you should have your ads up and running within 24 to 48 hours. Okay, so we're going to launch and validate your stuff within the first week. Week 2, we're going to do search term audits. So after we have your ads running for a week, we're going to make sure we go through the search terms, see the stuff that's working, the stuff that's not. We're going to scale the stuff that's working and cut the stuff off that's not. I actually had a call with one of my clients today, and we saw some of her search terms that was taking up almost 50% of her budget. We cut them off and her ads instantly improved, and she started saving money, right? So we're going to do that search term audit for you so that you can make sure you're not wasting money. And then ad copy optimization. What does this mean? So when people see your ads on Google, I showed y'all with the demo, we have 4 ads. Well, one of those ads are going to bring in a lot more clicks than the other. Well, what we want to do is we want to make sure we spend money on the ads that's getting a lot of clicks and that's converting, and we want to spend less money on the ones that's not. This is what we're able to do in week 3. Week 4, what we're going to do is we're going to work on your budgeting, your bidding. Now, here's the thing. I tell you, start between, $10, $50 a day. Let's say for the demo, we started at 20, right? Well, here's what we realized. Once you start doing this optimization, you can get away with spending $10, $15 because your campaign is so dialed in, you don't need to spend a lot of money to be able to get clients. You just need to spend the right amount of money. So in week 4, we actually work on your budgeting and your bidding. And this is where we actually start to, save you money in the long run because we're optimizing your campaign. Week 5, we're going to work on your landing page conversion. With the skill that you just, I gave you, that's going to allow you to create your landing page. What's going to happen is that page, it's going to convert people for you. But what we found after doing all of this optimization, if we get 10 people to land on our landing page, we're going to get between 5 to 6 of them to fill out the form. That's a 50 to 60% conversion rate. The average person that's just starting out, they may be lucky if they get like a 0 to or 1 to 10% conversion rate. We're going to work on getting your conversion rate to 50 to 60%. And that's what we're going to work on in week 5. Week 6, we're going to start scaling the stuff that works, and we're going to expand your campaign so it can maximize the income that you have coming in. Week 7, we're going to work on getting people from that fill out the form. We're going to work on closing a higher percentage of those people, right? Because here's the thing. You can get as many leads a day, right? But if you don't know the process to actually turn those leads into money, what's going to happen is that you're just going to have a business that's wasting money on Google ads, but you're not making any money on the back end. So you're going to be losing money. I'm going to show you how to make sure that lead process turns into sales. And then week 8, I told y'all, I don't want to work with you forever. I want you to graduate. I want you to be on week 8. You're going to know everything that you need to manage these Google ad campaigns. You're going to graduate. You're going to be able to go on and do it yourself. And hopefully by week 8, you're going to make a buttload of money by that time from working with me. And then I can use you as a testimonial as I brag and I, talk about you on a workshop like this. Okay. So I'm not going to sit here and sugarcoat it. I know what you're probably wondering. What's the price? Well, here's what I'm going to do. This is not a course, right? It's a weekly one-to-one calls with me. Our calls are going to be 60 minutes. We get to review your data. We get to review your page, review your ads, and we get to review your inquiries together on a call, on the Zoom call, and I'm able to give you feedback live. Now, here's the thing. Let's say on a regular basis, on a day-to-day basis, you're so involved in this and you got some questions for me. I'm not going to leave you hanging. I have a system that's called Voxer, where you can actually, it's like a walkie-talkie. You press a button, you send a voice message to me, I get it. I can respond back to you as long as it's between 9 and 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I can get a response to you, and I usually respond, if I'm not doing anything between 10 and 10 minutes to 30 minutes, I make sure I get back to you within an hour. Okay. So as I mentioned, I'm not going to hold it against you. I'm going to go ahead and tell you the price. I have 1 slot available. I already have 5 people I'm currently working with. My limit is 6. 1 spot available. What I realize is the people that have the most success with me, those are the ones that's indecisive. These are the ones that are able to make a decision and be like, yo, I seen enough, Mike. I want you to help me. I want to work with you to get these results. So for those people, I want to reward you. 1 spot for the next 30 minutes I have open. You're going to be able to work with me over the course of 8 weeks. It's going to be $19.97. That's it. All right. $19.97 for the next 30 minutes. If you take me up on that offer, we will work together. Once that clock hits 0, the price will then go up to $39.97. Okay. I want to reward the people that's fast action takers, and you're going to benefit from that when you take action now. Okay. So what we're going to do is the link, I'm going to make sure that it's in the chat box for you guys so that you can have access to it. Is workshop.dopeshotuniversity.com/accelerator. After that, once you click on that, it's going to be able to take you to a page where you can join us in that accelerator program over the course of 8 weeks. I'll get you onboarded and we'll start getting you some corporate clients. Now, we also do have buy now, pay later options on that page as well. You'll make sure that you select other payment options, and then it will allow you to be able to select those. And if you are approved, we've had students break it up at $100 a month. Some people haven't been able to pay $60 per month, but it's all based, it does a soft credit check. And that means it doesn't impact your credit at all. And if you are approved, you'll be able to pay it over time. All right. So if you have any questions, we do have the VIP call. If you purchase that, you'll be able to get on that call and ask me any questions that you have about this process. But hey, I'm excited to that you guys are getting this whole thing up and running. You're using Claude to get these ads up and running on Google. And I wish you guys the best of luck. And if you decide to join the accelerator for that one lucky person, I can't wait to have you. All right. Hey, y'all have a great day. Best of luck to you guys, and keep on shooting.